Good afternoon, everyone. So, from today, we'll be discussing the leadership models. A model, you may define a model as a guide that suggests a specific leadership behavior to use in a specific environment or a situation. So, generally, these models they are graphical. They are in graphical forms, and they help to make the mechanism more simple. So, in this particular video, we'll be talking about the managerial grid model, and it's one of the famous models used in the leadership. So, let's just try to understand what this model is all about. So, basically, this model it's a behavioral leadership model, and it was produced by Robert Blake and Jane Morton in 1964. And this model identifies the 5 different leadership styles based on the concern for people and the concern for production. So basically, this model is based on 2 dimensions. That's one is concern for people, and another is concern for production. And here the relationships is an alternate word given to people in this particular model, and tasks is an alternate word used for the production in this model. So this model is basically it's a 9 into 9 matrix which creates 81 positions and in which a leader style may fall. And out of these 81 styles, the only famous are the 5, or we can say only 5 are the extreme ones. So basically, this model it's based on 2 axes, that's x-axis and y-axis, and in which from one direction we have the concern for people, as I told you, and on other direction we have a concern for production. So this is more likely a relationship orientation. That's why it's a 9 into 9 matrix. And one thing you have to remember here is that the main objective of this model is to only identify the leadership style of the leader. This is a managerial grid model, as you may see this model in your books as well. So here from this side, x-axis, there is a concern for production, and from y-axis, there's a concern for people. And as you can see from both sides, it's starting from 1 and ending at 9. And this way, it's making a 9 into 9, orientation, 9 into 9 positions. That is a total of 81 positions. And out of 81, I told you only 5 are the famous, only 5 are the extreme ones. And you can see here the 5 are the highlighted ones, like here 1 on 1 coordinate, 9 on 1 coordinate, 5 on 5 coordinate, 1 on 9 coordinate, and 9 on 9 coordinate. And in some books you may find the model like this. This is an x-axis, this is an y-axis, and all these 5 positions are identified here as well. And later these all coordinates they were named as like 1 on 1 is named as an improved style, or again sometimes it's also called as an improved management. 9 on 1 is named as a producer peristyle. 5 on 5 is named as the middle of the road style, as this is in the middle of the model, middle of the grid. 1 on 9 is named as a country club style, and 9 on 9 is named as a team style. So now let's discuss all these coordinates one by one. So our first is the improved management style, leadership style. So basically these all are the leadership styles. So first is an one-on-one improved management leadership style, and it's often referred as a laissez-faire leadership. And leaders in this position, they have a little concern for the people or productivity. They always avoid taking the sides, and they just try to stay out of the conflicts. They just do, enough to get by. So in this particular, this is improved management, as I told you, the improvisation as well, or indifferent, you can say. So manager here is mostly ineffective. So here the manager or the leader, you can say, is very ineffective. He is, the ineffective leader, and he's not good actually. He's not good for the people. He's not good for the organization as well, because he's just failing at both the extremes. He's failing at the production level, and he's also failing at the people level, and that's why the coordinate here is one-on-one. And apart from this, his results are inevitably disorganization, dissatisfaction, and disharmony. So the people working under their leadership, they will never feel happy. The reason is only because the organization will get into the losses because of the coordinators one-on-one, and they are low on concern of the people and production as well. Next is produce or perish, that is 9 on 1 coordinate on the grid model. So basically, this model 9 on 1, that is the producer approach, it's also called as an authority compliance. And managers in this position, they have a great concern for the production, but they have a little concern for the people here. So here they desire, tight control in order to get the tasks done effectively or efficiently. And here the managers or the leaders, they consider creativity and human relations very important. So, this here the leaders, they believe in the rules. They have, policies. They have procedures that they follow. So they are more likely autocratic. So if your leader is an autocratic, so and if you are not doing the work according to him, so that means you are actually not concerned about the organization. So here the manager is an autocratic and has very strict rules and procedures and policies. So he views punishment as an effective way of motivating the team members. And basically, if you're not doing as per the wish of the manager, so he may give you a punishment sometimes, and he may also motivate the people. When there is always a fear when the leader is, when your manager, when your head is autocratic. So there is always a naturally there is a fear in the minds of the people that if you will not produce or work as per the wish of the particular leader, then you sometimes may most probably may lose the jobs. And that is the last thing that a manager can punish you, that you may be fired from the office. So sometimes the salary is also deducted, promotions are stopped, and sometimes the no bonus is given. This approach actually can drive impressive production results at first, but low team morale and the motivation will ultimately affect the people's performance. So this type of leader, he will always struggle to retain the high performers. Next is 5 on 5, that is the organization management. So it's often termed as I told you, as I showed you in the grid, that it is in the center of the grid, and it's often termed as the middle of the road leadership or status quo, or sometimes, it's the leaders in this position, they have the medium concern for the people, they have medium concern for the production as well. But, they are not committed here. So here actually the leader, he is having, neither he is having a concern for the people, we can say neither he is having a high concern for the people nor low concern for the production. So first you will just get a good impression of this type of leader, that you will think the leader is very good, he is doing really great, and he's creating a balance actually between the people and the production. But this strategy is not really good, this is not effective at all. And just the reason we can say here is like no this sometimes this is, we can say that this is good, but this is only good for the survival. In fact, in India you will always find the people in the middle of the road, and that is the reason we lack organization at global level. On other hand, the leader is highly diplomatic in nature in this particular leadership style. Next is 109, that is the country club management. And the country club management 109, here the managers in this position, they have a great concern for the people. They have a great concern for the product. No, sorry, they have a great concern for the people, but they have a little concern for the production. So here, the managers, they try to avoid the conflicts as much as they can, and they only concentrate on being well liked. And for them, the task is less important than good interpersonal relationships. So their goal is only to keep the people happy. So this is what the country club management leadership style is all about. Next is 909, that is team management. Now, this style of leadership is considered to be an ideal leadership style, and here the managers, they have a great concern for both the people and the production as well. So they here the leaders actually, here the managers actually work to motivate the employees to reach their highest level of accomplishment. They are very flexible here, and they are very responsive. They are actually responsive to change, and they understand the need of the change. So this particular style is considered as one of the best and most effective leadership style, because here the leader is highly and highly concerned for both the people and production. So leader is passionate about the work. He's very passionate, and people also admire him. They trust him. But the only problem that lies in this, with this leadership style is that it is very rare. You will hardly just find any leader who works applying this leadership style. That is the 9 on 9 team management style. So here, you know the team management is the most, as I told you, that is the most effective leadership style. So it reflects the leader who is passionate about his work and who does the best he can for the people he works with. But the problem, that it's very rare, and you will hardly find any leader who will work applying this particular leadership style. So this is all about the managerial grid model. I'll see you next week, inshallah, with a new model. Till then, take care and stay safe.